Tonight, in a light heavyweight doubleheader, we're highlighting the recent past, showcasing the present, and perhaps providing a glimpse into the near future. A few years ago, Antonio Tarver infused the division with excitement and a sense of humor when he eclipsed megastar Roy Jones Jr.
All right, you guys, I gave instructions from the dressing room. Do you have any questions?
I got a question. You got any excuses tonight, Roy?
After a stint on the silver screen, he returns to the ring to reclaim a place at the top of the division. Earlier this year, undefeated Showbox alum Chad Dawson defied the odds to dominate and dethrone highly touted Tomas Adamek.
Sky's the limit for me right now. I mean, I'm the best right now. I'm on top of my game.
Now, he's the newest star in the 175-pound galaxy. The rekindled legend. The emerging champion. Who will shine the brightest as these two light heavyweight stars begin their collision course here and now on Showtime Championship Boxing? Summer's in full swing, and so is Showtime Boxing as we welcome you to downtown Hartford and the Connecticut Convention Center. The biggest boxing event in these parts since the glory days of Marlon Starling in the city that also produced the legendary Willie Pep. As we bring you inside to Exhibit Hall, it's been a year since former light heavyweight champion Antonio Tarver has stepped in the ring. Unless, of course, you count the movie Rocky Balboa. Well, Tarver is back, and this is Showtime Championship Boxing debut. In our main event, it's the long-awaited return of Antonio Tarver as Magic Man launches his comeback against Elver Maricki. And for openers, undefeated Chad Dawson makes the first defense of his light heavyweight crown on his home turf. The New Haven product meets Jesus Ruiz. Hello again, everybody. Steve Albert in Hartford, Connecticut. The storylines of light heavyweights Antonio Tarver and Chad Dawson are seemingly divergent, but the fighters' paths just might cross in the near future. The 38-year-old Tarver is a former champion who fights tonight for the first time in a year. His two wins over Roy Jones placed him in the pound-for-pound top 10, where he was ranked until his loss to Bernard Hopkins. Poised to steal the spotlight from Tarver is 24-year-old Chad Dawson. He's a fresh face with a high-energy style. He's also a newly crowned titleist who faces a unique type of pressure. Not only is he making his first defense of the title, he's doing so at home. If both are successful, a showdown would seem a natural. With that, let me bring on my ringside partner, Al Bernstein. And Al, do you believe Antonio Tarver and Chad Dawson are destined to meet in the ring?
Well, it's certainly an intriguing matchup. Dawson, certainly the future of this division at 24. Tarver, the recent past at age 38. The question is, who is the present? And it might take a match between the two to really decide that. Dawson, of course, very much on board with the idea of fighting Tarver. Tarver, not so much. He's concerned about the fact that there might be something more lucrative out there for him than Dawson. He might take a little bit of convincing.
All right, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Earlier tonight, our Jim Gray had a chance to visit with the former champion, Antonio Tarver, in his dressing room.
Antonio, it has been a year since you fought. How much does the loss to Hopkins still bother you?
It don't bother me. You know, I just can't wait to right the wrong, basically, you know. It don't bother me. I'm here now with Elver Maricki, and, you know, if I can't get by him, then it's a moot point talking Hopkins.
I've never heard an athlete say that a loss didn't bother them, no matter at what point it is. Is that a defense mechanism that you've built up, or does it bother you and you just want to try and move on and try and get back to him?
No, I just know that when the opportunity comes, I'll right the wrong, basically. So I can't harp on that. It's spilled milk. Everyone that saw that fight knows that it wasn't me, and I'm just here. I'm back now. The Magic Man is back, and I'm just ready to perform tonight, and I'll let the critics do their judging.
How do we know the Magic Man is back? Because why haven't you fought in the year?
The fight got postponed, and basically, I had to take some time off to really reevaluate my career, my life, and when you do that, you take time. It's not a rush, and, time does us good. I needed the rest. I'm rejuvenated, and so, my life and my boxing career, I think, has come full circles, and now we want to just finish what we started, basically.
You said that you're an actor and a boxer. Can you be both, or are you distracted by this acting at this point?
No, that's life. I'm not distracted by anything. It's a part of life. I'm just fortunate and blessed that God has given me, great opportunities to just go out and do other things. So, I think I'm fortunate. I wouldn't change it for anything.
And Mariki, is there any concern that you have for Elver?
Concern? I wouldn't say concern. I just hope he's in great shape, I just hope he's in great shape.
Got any lines that you're going to give to him before this fight commences in the ring?
You got to watch, see, showtime, and you never know with the Magic Man, baby.
Antonio, thank you. We'll talk to you after the fight.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, Antonio, always full of surprises. You never know. In the real ring, there's no safe opponent. This is not a movie set. This is not make-believe for Antonio Tarver. It is back to reality. And there's a subtle underlying sense of danger here.
Yeah, maybe danger on two fronts. First of all, we don't know how a 38-year-old man coming off a lethargic loss is going to react 1 year later, that's for sure. And the second thing is Elver Mariki is a pretty live underdog in this fight. There are a number of writers on the internet who have actually picked him to win this fight. And, Steve, this is his Super Bowl. He is as fired up and as prepared for this fight as he's been for any as a pro.
All right, Al, and then there's Chad Dawson, who returns to his home state, a conquering hero. Earlier this evening, the only current American light heavyweight champ spoke with Jim Gray.
Chad, you're fighting here at home. Is there an added pressure for you because all these folks have come to see you?
No added pressure. This is my third time fighting in Connecticut. Just a different town, And I'm just excited, and I want to go out and put on a good show for everybody.
How about the weight of being your first title defense?
Oh, I mean, this is the thing I dream about. The things I dream about. I dream about my first title defense. I dream about having 20 title defenses. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the first title defense tonight. And, like I said, I just want to put on a good show.
Has it crossed your mind or any concern that you may be looking past Ruiz?
No, I'm not looking past Ruiz. I'm in shape. I definitely know he's up for the task. Like I said before, anybody get a call for title shot, they're coming. They're going to bring their A game. And I definitely brought my A game. So, just looking forward to a good show, a good fight.
Now, should you win your fight, will you go out and watch Antonio Tarver?
Oh, definitely. I'll definitely go out and watch Antonio Tarver. Elvin Mariki is a tough fighter, and Tarver's a tough fighter, so it should be a good fight, exciting fight.
Now, we're here in your hometown, and have you seen this credential here tonight?
Yeah, I've seen that credential.
You've seen that credential?
Yeah.
Does it bother you that there's just that little itty-bitty picture of you right here and the big picture of Tarver?
It doesn't bother me. Everybody knows who I am. It's my town, it's my city, so, it doesn't bother me at all.
Are you being humble, or does it bother you?
No, it does not. It doesn't bother me. Actually, I know the fans are here to support me. It just so happened Tarver happens to be on the show. So they get to see me and Tarver.
All right, Chad. We'll talk to you after the fight. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jim instigating. A humble Chad Dawson, though. Can he reinvigorate a division that has not been the same since Roy Jones was dethroned by Antonio Tarver, who in turn was humbled by Bernard Hopkins? With that in mind, tonight's text message question is, who do you think would win a matchup between Antonio Tarver and Chad Dawson? We invite you to text message your predictions to us right here at Showtime. To vote for Tarver, text TAR to SHOTV, that's 74688. Or to vote for Dawson, text DAW to SHOTV, that's 74688. Standard text messaging rates apply. Coming up from Hartford, Connecticut, it's our co-feature undefeated local favorite Chad Dawson, ready to make his first defense of the WBC light heavyweight title as he goes against Jesus Ruiz. For more, here's Al.
Well, Steve, the burden of proof in this fight is... the burden of proof in this fight is certainly on Jesus Ruiz. Back in 2004, he went to Australia to take on Paul Briggs in a title eliminator in the IBF. He was ranked in the top 10, and he fought very well, but he lost a controversial decision. However, since then, he's only fought one time, and that fight only went 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then you add to that the fact that Chad Dawson is the very first lefty he's ever faced as a pro. So when you look at that, it certainly looks like an uphill struggle for him. But his best punch might be the right punch for this match. And that Ruiz punch is a powerful right hand. Dawson was knocked down by such a right against Adamek. Ruiz fights poorly when he's backed against the ropes. Stay in the center of the ring is his mantra. Did I mention the right hand? It's so important, I'll repeat myself. Ruiz has 17 KOs in his 19 wins, virtually all because of his right. He can deliver it in a variety of ways. In this case, it comes as an uppercut. To win tonight, the right hand must be there, and he'll follow with a good left hook. Dawson is a great body puncher, and it's especially good against a man who has fought only once in 32 months. Ruiz is not as effective going backwards. Dawson can pressure him. Now, known as a right hook artist, in his last fight, Dawson made it a crusade to show the world he has a good left hand. I say, do it again. The fabled Dawson right hook actually sets up the left. Tomas Adamek's left hand goes down, and the hook will come in. But all that action sets up the left hand. And Dawson more than proved in the Adamek fight he can throw this punch.
The challenger, the very affable Jesus Ruiz, who grew up in abject poverty in Mexico, raised in an orphanage, living now in Long Beach, California. A gritty pro with some pop. However, only 23 fights in 13 years, including a 3-year layoff due to burnout. Only 2 fights the last 3 years. His last was 7 months ago. Somehow he's rated number 15 by the WBC. A few good guys on his resume, but 9 of his opponents, including 2 of his last 3, had losing records. And get this, you've heard of managerial problems? He's had 24 different managers. Al, clearly a huge step up for Ruiz, although he did drop Paul Briggs, something Dawson's last opponent, Tomas Adamek, couldn't do in the 2 wars he had with the rugged Aussie.
Yeah, and he's hanging his hat on the fact that he's been a light heavy his whole career. Dawson's come up from 168. Ruiz, who specializes in that right hand, noted the Briggs fight. He thinks he can land that punch, and he thinks he can put Dawson down with it.
Al, as you know, Ruiz is a renaissance man. He plays the guitar, and he works off a canvas of a different kind. He's also an artist who specializes in painting bullfights. At the press conference, Ruiz gave Dawson one of those paintings and said, "Hey, Chad, I'll trade you this painting for the championship belt." I don't think Chad bought into that. 15-0 with 10 knockouts here in his backyard. He went from bad Chad to awesome Dawson overnight. He'll hear it from the hometown fans. Undefeated champion, New Haven's soft-spoken Chad Dawson with a triumphant return to his home state. We've watched him grow literally here on Showtime, and he's followed other Showbox alums, Ricky Hatton, Jeff Lacey, who also became champs. A middleweight just 2 years ago, he won the belt in his first title attempt. And it was a breakout victory, Al, over the aforementioned Tomas Adamek. It has been a meteoric rise for this skilled southpaw.
Yeah, and you know, the danger in it is he was so spectacular in that performance that the danger is for people to deify him early in his pro career. It's important for him to get these early wins and defenses, build a resume, and put himself in a position where he knows he's earned those kind of accolades.
And of course, he just cannot afford any semblance of a slip-up. He can't underestimate his opponent or look ahead to a possible showdown with Tarver. Well, with Chad, it truly is a family affair. His girlfriend, Crystal, on hand, along with his 2 sons, Prince, 4 years old, and Chance, 7 months. The mother, Wanda, is to the left. His father, Rick, of course, in his corner, a former lightweight fighter who was a lefty, which is why Chad became a lefty. They're all here to support Chad and root him on here at home. All right, we're set for the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape here in Hartford. And as you will see, the numbers favor Chad Dawson. He's 9 years younger than Ruiz, while the height is even. Dawson with the 2.5-inch reach advantage at yesterday's weigh-in. Dawson 174, Ruiz 174 3/4. And the key unified rules for this world title affair: there's no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt causes a fight to end within 4 rounds, it's a no decision. After 4, they go to the scorecards. If a punch causes a cut and the injured fighter can't continue, he loses by TKO. So here at the Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford, we're getting ready for Chad Dawson versus Jesus Ruiz for the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's get the formal introductions from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to the Connecticut Convention Center here in Hartford, Connecticut, as we have a big night of action in store for you. And it's all brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing in association with Gary Shaw Productions, AT Entertainment, CES, Mohegan Sun, and Showtime. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council. President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Luis Miguel Escalona, along with the Connecticut Department of Public Safety. Introducing to you our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Monterrey, Mexico, Jose Guerra. From West Hartford, Connecticut, George Smith. And from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Jack Woodburn. And now introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, Johnny Cullis. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first on my right, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with gold trim, fighting out of Long Beach, California, by way of León, Guanajuato, Mexico. He weighed in at 174 3/4 pounds with a hard-hitting record of 19 wins and 4 losses. He has 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBC number 15 ranked light heavyweight, introducing Jesus Chewy Ruiz. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with white and blue trim, and fighting out of New Haven, Connecticut. He weighed in at a ready 174 pounds. His record 23 wins, no losses, 1 no contest, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the first defense of his title, here is the WBC Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, introducing the undefeated Bad Chad Dawson. Once again, our third man to the ring, Johnny Cullis, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of World Championship Boxing.
Chewy, Chad, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right this moment. I want you to touch gloves in an act of sportsmanship. The bell rings, come out fighting. Good luck to the both of you.
What goes through the mind of the mother of a prize fighter? This is Wanda, the mom of hometown product Chad Dawson. And this crowd ready to rally behind Chad, along with Wanda, the rangy champion, cool, tactical, exceptional hand speed, lots of pop. Chad Dawson, a skilled lefty, but a natural righty, so a very effective right hand, although the left is vastly improved. Ruiz, good size, as you can see. He's aggressive. He's a battler, very tough kid. He can bang, but can he handle the lightning speed of the young champion?
These early rounds so important for Ruiz. Remember, he has fought 1 minute and 20 seconds in the last 3 years. So he's got to get himself into this fight without getting blasted with something. And right now, Dawson very accurate with his punching.
And interesting, Ruiz, you alluded to it, a pro since '94, facing his first southpaw here. What a time for your maiden voyage.
Yeah. Especially Dawson, who's such a skilled southpaw.
And Dawson realizes Ruiz can punch. He's studied tapes.
Chewy, keep him in front. Keep him in front.
He says he's not overlooking Ruiz, but it's a fight, of course, he should win. And as mentioned, Ruiz did drop Paul Briggs, a quick right hand, in the second round.
You know, originally Paul Briggs was on the list of opponents they were trying to get. They could not land him for this fight, and that was where Ruiz came into the picture. Briggs, of course, had those 2 wars with Tomas Adamek as well. He's an action fighter.
3 consecutive jabs by Chad Dawson. That was a very effective weapon in the championship victory over Tomas Adamek. And it not only set up the power, but it was just pesky and bothersome. Dawson, an excellent body puncher, but that long right jab, so improved. Slapping left up top by Ruiz.
One of the great weapons against the lefty, of course. Excellent. There's the left-hand Dawson, which he made a point of improving against Tomas Adamek. The left took a good weapon against the lefty. Ruiz not known as a left artist. That's why he's going to try and land the right, which is his
keep
big
the punches
punch.
in front of the face, not in the back of the head.
The instructions from Johnny Callis out of West Hartford, Connecticut. Just for the record, Dawson with 4 first-round knockouts, 9 of his 15 KOs within 3. Ruiz getting inside, had a string of first-round KOs, but mostly early in the career. And he comes off a first-round stoppage, but the opponent was 8-16-6 as Dawson goes on the attack.
Well, in round 1, Jesus Ruiz has looked like a fighter who has only had 1 fight in 3 years. You could tell he's lunging a little bit. There's a lot of ring rust there.
Time. Nice job. Way to listen.
Relax. You get mad. Water. When we talked about before, breathe in that real slow. 1-2 minutes, brother. You remember we talked about before about leading with the right hand?
Well, Chad Dawson had himself an excellent first round, and early in the round there were these combinations where he put his punches together. Now, not everything landed, but you see he punctuates it with that right hook. And that, of course, is his trademark. And from above, the left hand so much better for Chad Dawson. He didn't use it very much early in his career, but has started to use it more now. And so he credits that man, Floyd Mayweather Jr., now in his second fight with him for giving him that left.
When you said about give me to the rope, man, go get the head, hit the body, okay? All right.
Now that belt and the first actually came 8 seconds prematurely.
Did you use your abacus for that, or how did you know that?
I did, because a little voice in my head told me from the production front.
They're responsible.
Round 2 scheduled for 12 for the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. Ruiz just trying to shake the sweat free from his brow. Boy, there's got to be nothing more annoying or confusing for an orthodox fighter like Ruiz to be fighting a lefty who often doesn't fight like a southpaw. You expect the lefty to normally throw the right jab, followed by the straight left, but not typically the case with Dawson. A lot of movement from Chad Dawson.
They reminded Ruiz in his corner to keep his left foot outside of the right foot of Chad Dawson. It's an important weapon. You see here, important strategic point. When you do that, you can punch better against the left-hander.
Yeah, very difficult to get your punches off if it's inside the lead foot.
Exactly right.
And also move to your left to stay away from the southpaw's power, although there's a beautiful right-left combination by Dawson, although Dawson has power in both hands, and that's another thing and he's a great body puncher, as you can see as well, although he just went upstairs. Another thing he learned from Mayweather Sr. is to improve his combination punching, and he has been dazzling in that area. Big right over the top there by Dawson. Just continues to bang away at Ruiz. And some of these are punishing shots. Ruiz keeps coming up short. Like there.
Against Chad Dawson, you have to break his rhythm. Because when he gets into his rhythm throwing these kinds of combinations, he's just very difficult to deal with. And against Adamek couldn't really do that. He couldn't pressure him enough to make him break off his rhythm.
Beautiful combinations by Chad Dawson, setting up the power punch with the right jab. Again, it's Ruiz coming up short on the uppercut. He doesn't want to get too close for obvious reasons, and he's just out of range. Now he fakes a shot, and he probably wishes he didn't because Dawson answered back. Ruiz's game, I'll tell you that. But an obvious difference in skill level.
Well, the problem is the one thing he's pinning his hopes on, landing that right hand. He hasn't been in good position to throw the punch. He's been lunging with it, and Chad Dawson's not that easy to hit with that. But it took Adamek, what, 10 rounds to do it.
When he finally dropped Dawson, which could have been chalked up to youthful cockiness. A hard body shot there at the end of the second round by Dawson.
Okay, close it. Don't let him come forward, okay? Come in behind a couple of punches and then stay there. Okay, don't punch from the outside because you're reaching for it.
Fighters, all important. You see Ruiz has his foot kind of parallel or a little bit on the inside of the lead foot of Dawson. He will try to move it outside. There he goes. And you see that right hand had a chance to land at least because he got himself in the right position, but he lunged with the punch and he just wasn't accurate with it. Now Chad Dawson throwing lots of combinations, even though a lot of those were blocked. When you throw 5 punches, guess what? The last one, the straight left, will get there.
2 and stay there and then let him have it. Okay? Just 3 or 4, no more. But don't reach.
Trainer Mondo Guzman in the Ruiz corner has known Jesus 10 years. He's a deputy sheriff in the LA transit system out west in California. Saw him on the train platform one day. Hadn't seen him in years. They embraced, reunited, and he is in the corner of Jesus Ruiz. Worked with Famoso Hernandez in the past. He's got some experience. By the way, Al was talking about the tangled feet in round 2. Their feet overlapped or touched at least 11 times.
Nice right hook by Dawson.
Wild swing and a miss by Ruiz, looking for the home run punch there.
Ruiz getting more aggressive, and that might not be the best thing for him right now because Dawson is counterpunching well like that.
Ruiz does have heavy hands, but continues to miss. He grazed Dawson there.
I don't think Ruiz has landed a right hand yet.
But Dawson is landing with both hands. And a stiff left there by Chad Dawson.
Don't grab the head. That's it.
Good combination there by Chad Dawson. Straight right attempt by Ruiz. It's a good right hand by Ruiz.
Starting to get that punch in just a little bit, and of course he's going to have to if he expects to win this fight.
And again, it was the straight right that dropped Paul Briggs in a WBC eliminator about 3 years ago. Although Briggs came back and won that comfortably on points. Now he's making Dawson miss a bit.
You know, Dawson just a little out of position on some of those punches, being a little overly aggressive and getting out of position, maybe taking Ruiz for granted a little bit here.
Let go of his head, Chad. That's it.
Floyd Mayweather and Dawson worked on counterpunching a lot, knowing Ruiz would come after him, and he has done a good job of that.
Dawson has been down 3 times in his 23 fights. Good moves there by Dawson.
The body work of Dawson, very impressive early in this fight, and that is appropriate for him. And you want to do that against somebody who has not fought for a long time.
The elusive Chad Dawson making a quick defensive move and then hammers to the body of Ruiz.
You know, one thing I like about Jesus Ruiz, he knows the right hand's his ticket to winning this fight, and he's not shy about throwing it. At least he's trying. I can't stand fighters that have one big weapon and don't use it.
Final seconds, round 3. Chad Dawson in control. Oh, after the bell. Inadvertent shot by Ruiz. In the midst of Dawson's rapid rise, he has been dropped in each of his last 2 fights, Al.
Eric Harding was able to do it with a right hand from the southpaw stance, something akin to a jab that put Chad Dawson down, and a right hand of a different kind from the conventional fighter Tomas Adamek. And this was a freight train right hand that landed perfectly. And Chad Dawson not only got up from this late in the fight, but also did well. Now, Jesus Ruiz hasn't landed many rights, but he did get this one in early in the fight. A nice one. He wants more of those. So that's the small chink in Chad Dawson's armor, and we'll see if Ruiz can continue to exploit it.
Hand. You want to hit the body. More so to hit the head. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about the hand being numb. You hit the body. Stay at the body, okay?
The only other time Dawson's been dropped, his 11th fight versus a man named Willie Lee. The only time he told us he's really been in trouble. But he came back to score a 3rd-round knockout. Dawson undefeated, 23-0, 15 knockouts. Fighting pro almost 6 years. Born in Hartsville, South Carolina, but settled in New Haven, Connecticut. Father, a former fighter. Quit the boxing world to support his family. Took several jobs, security at public schools.
Here's a double right hook by Chad Dawson and the uppercut. The one thing about him is he has such a complete and diverse arsenal of offensive weapons.
There's blood coming from the nose of Jesus Ruiz.
Another right hand gets in for Ruiz. Occasionally he's able to slip that punch in.
And a good left to the body by Dawson. Now Ruiz showing the signs of punishment. Right hand there by Ruiz. Dawson did not flinch. Dawson, intrepid, keeps coming forward with the left. Pitter-pat shots, but a good overhand right counter by Dawson that nailed Ruiz up top, and that made Ruiz stumble.
Watch your head, baby. Watch your head.
You know, it's not that Chad Dawson, he is not, I don't think, at the place he's going to be as a defensive fighter, and that's one of the things Floyd Mayweather is very good at, teaching. But he is so good offensively that he can get past any defensive errors he makes.
And what makes him so effective, of course, being a left-hander in this sport is such an advantage, but he's got such power in his right as well.
Yep. Yeah, not every lefty, you're right, Steve. A lot of left-handers don't really have as powerful a right hook as he does to both the body and the head.
As mentioned, a natural right-hander, but he took up a southpaw stance to emulate his father. Nice right hand there. There's that shotgun jab, 3 in a row, unanswered. Dawson again coming forward, powerful powerful shot to the body by Chad Dawson.
Ruiz. The body shot really hurt Ruiz. And how smart is Dawson? He goes right back at the body.
Ruiz is in pain. But he's game. He has a lot of resolve. He comes forward. But you can see he is hurt. Boy, that was a rib buster, that shot by Dawson. And a right hand clips Ruiz on the nose. Another one off the top of his head. A courageous Jesus Ruiz is getting punished.
Let me breathe in, okay? Look good, look good.
Jugando con él, que se me suela na
With a small place of talk.
Yes,
So let me breathe. Let me breathe, please.
Okay, give him some air, give him some air.
Chewy, you need some air now, man.
A difficult round for Jesus Ruiz, and that's an understatement. It started out with the left hand of Dawson and then crushing body blows by Chad Dawson. He's kind of wincing at these shots, and Dawson is such a superb body puncher. And how smart is he to go back to that when he sees that there's a problem for Ruiz? A lot of fighters don't do that, believe it or not.
Only one of Ruiz's 4 losses are by TKO. He's 19-4 with 17 knockouts. He has been very inactive, and he is getting stung over and over, particularly to the rib section, the body by Chad Dawson. And I'll use the quintessential word, crushing blows here by Chad Dawson in that last round.
He gets great leverage on his body punches. Jesus Ruiz, you are right. He's courageous and he's active. He keeps throwing punches in there. The problem is he's just walking into so many punches by Chad Dawson. There's a good jab by Ruiz. That punch has been hard for him to land. But, you know, if he can keep landing that jab, it might help him set up a right hand occasionally.
These hard shots don't stop Ruiz from working, from coming forward.
Let go of him. That's it.
Our panel of press row scorers: Rich Scoop Mancuso from the Bronx News, John Silver from the Journal-Inquirer, Manchester, Connecticut, and Mark Snow from BoxingConfidential.com have it all the same.
I agree. I have every round for Chad Dawson. Hard to give around to Ruiz.
Boy, he just winds up and telegraphs that right hand, does Ruiz. And that was just too easy for Dawson.
You know, Ruiz has been able to land his jab a lot more in this round, but he's not following with the right as much as he might. He's throwing more lead rights. The lead rights are the ones that are certainly going to miss against Dawson.
Ruiz continues to miss. Combination upstairs and to the body.
Chad Dawson willing to take any chances now. I don't think he feels like Ruiz can hurt him, and he's taking a lot of risks as he comes in, but they're ones that are not a problem for him.
Ruiz's corner imploring him to come on, Chewy, punch. Chewy, a common nickname in Mexico. What a left hand up to the head by Dawson. Common nickname for fighters named Jesus in Mexico. Oh, this is just a dazzling display by Chad Dawson, showing his hand speed with both the left and the right. Just canvassing the challenger. Low blow there by Dawson. Johnny Callis cautions him.
No time for Ruiz to collect himself, though. You would think they would have given him a little time, but he didn't get it.
What a flicking right hand there by Chad Dawson. Just continues to have his way here with Ruiz. A completely one-sided performance here.
Time. Nice
All
round.
Chad Dawson and, of course, his family enjoying the action. The mom, Wanda, the girlfriend, Crystal, on the right of your screen with the applause.
No reason for them to get distressed thus far.
You're right. It's all good.
Take the mouthpiece for it. Breathe in left foot. How you feel, baby? Huh? Good.
Chad Dawson having yet another great round, as he has throughout this whole fight. Throwing body shots. One that went a little low. It didn't stray that low, but it was enough for the referee to at least warn him about it.
Yeah, man, is down here and keep working him. Back him up in one of them corners and go up behind his elbow, man. You didn't do the shot around here yet. It came up the middle.
Go, take a break, guys.
You get your mouthpiece in. Right.
Let's go.
Now they were working on that left glove of Chad Dawson for some reason.
Watch the kidney punching, okay? Both you guys keep the punches in front.
Evidently, it was a little too tight. They just tried to loosen it up so he could flex his fingers a little more.
Hard to do that once it's already on. Legally, anyway.
Good point, yeah. Round 6 scheduled for 12 for the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship, 175-pounders. The modern-day version of the middleweight division. These heavyweights are so big.
Yeah, it's true.
230, 240, 250. 175 doesn't sound so big anymore.
Well, you are correct about that. And even the cruiserweight division now up to 200. You know, Jesus Ruiz, before he came here, his young 4-year-old son was on his lap and said, "Papi, you come back as champion?" He said, "Of course, son." Yeah. So far, unfortunately, 6 rounds in, it doesn't look like that for Jesus Ruiz. And he takes yet another combination from Chad Dawson.
Oh, a backhander. Johnny Callis telling Chad Dawson, don't do that again. A backhand move by Chad Dawson. That's an illegal punch.
It's astonishing how many right hands Ruiz has missed and by how much he's missed them. And again, some of that you have to attribute to ring rust. He's only fought 1 time in 3 years, and that was only 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Ruiz fought consistently from 94 to 97, went 15-0 in that span, but then got burnt out by the sport. Didn't fight for about 3 years, got married, started a family. Came back in 2000, 3 straight losses, but he fought pretty good opposition. Julio Gonzalez, Montel Griffin, Rodney Tony.
All good fighters, and of course he had a great fight with Briggs. But now this is a long time from that. Dawson continuing to work and throwing excellent combinations. He just has every punch.
Ruiz
using them all.
Is rocked. Dawson jumping over. Oh, a heavy left hand to the head. Callis steps in and stops the fight. A good stoppage by Johnny Callis, in my opinion. He was getting battered and pummeled, and there was just no reason to continue.
And Johnny Callis, as Chad Dawson celebrates his first title defense in front of his home fans, Johnny Callis took that extra moment to make sure it was the right decision, but didn't take too many moments. It was a superb job by him.
The doctor right in on Jesus Ruiz to make sure he is all right.
That's how a champion fights. Get the gloves off. That's how a champion fights. Get the gloves off him.
Mom is elated. The whole family able to celebrate. Take a big, deep breath. Yeah. And a convincing victory for Chad Dawson in his first title defense.
Okay, good. I know you are. Just our job to make sure, okay? Okay. All right, you want to stand up for me?
Jesus Ruiz had absorbed a lot of punishment in this fight, but this was the point at which Chad Dawson really started to land some heavy shots. You see Ruiz wince in the corner, and the variety of punches, very impressive by Dawson. Uppercuts, straight lefts, hooks. Everything you can throw, and very accurate with his punches. Even though he's throwing a lot of punches, he's still very focused and landing a tremendous percentage of them, and Johnny Callis steps in to stop the action. Really look at that. There's a double, triple right hook, a jab and an uppercut, a straight left hand, a couple of more hooks. The reason to call out these punches is it's just a great show of diversity in terms of his arsenal, and that is going to be a loadful for anybody to deal with.
Yeah, no knockdowns, but what an accumulation of punches by awesome Chad Dawson, who keeps the dream alive as world champion.
Now, granted, Jesus Ruiz is not a top light heavyweight. That's, you just have to say that. But nevertheless, the technique of Chad Dawson merits praise.
Well, in any event, he completes the first half of the boxing equation. Will Antonio Tarver cooperate in the second half? Let's get the official word from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Come on.
He's too big to kick him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes in round number 6. A referee in charge, Johnny Callis, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and still the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Bad Chad Dawson.
Jesus Ruiz, no match for Chad Dawson, as expected in his backyard. Dawson successful in his first defense. Well, with the Dawson fight in the books, tonight's text message question is, who do you think would win a matchup between Antonio Tarver and Chad Dawson? We invite you to text message your predictions to us here at Showtime. To vote for Tarver, text TAR.
Another senior. Chad, how would you assess your performance tonight? It looked like you were in total domination to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I knew he wasn't going to be able to get by the jab after the first round once I got it popping. Too fast, you know. Basically, after the second round, I tried to win the fight just with my jab. I didn't want to use my left hand too much because it went a little bit numb. So I just tried to say everything about my jab and catch it with one good shot. Floyd told me to go to the body after the third round. I'll go to the body. I heard him with a couple body shots. And after that, just every left hand took over. I caught with one good left hand, got through, and hurt him. So I just tried to finish as quick as I can.
Well, he's taught you that left hand, Mr. Mayweather, but it appeared as though there was something wrong with your left hand there in the fifth round. What was the problem?
It went numb. The hand wrap, the glove was too tight. I think we tied the glove too tight. We were rushing in backstage trying to get ready. Tied it too tight, but hey, couldn't go by the jab. You know, my jab, I think I have the best jab in the business right now. Thank the Floyd Mayweather Sr. And, you know, I mean, everything comes off my jab, and once the jab gets to work, I mean, it's pretty much over.
Chad, as we take a look here at the end of the fight, let's glance up here at the monitor and tell us what's going on here. Did you know that the end was in sight?
Yeah. Once I took a body shot right there, left head to the head, it was right. Like he was hurt right there. You could see it in his face. I saw it in his face, so I just went to finish him.
Chad, to beat Ruiz, is there any significance to it in it for you at all?
I mean, I think I'm the first guy to stop him. I mean, that's good enough. So, I mean, he's definitely a tough guy. He's real strong. Even if he was missing the punches, I could feel the wind going by my face. They were hard, real hard. So I just tried to stay away from the right hand. I knew he got a good right hand. I felt it a couple times when he caught me in the glove, so I just tried to stay away from that and keep him more balanced with my jab.
Now, I know you'll rush back out here to watch Tarver. What are your thoughts on facing Tarver should he win this fight here tonight?
Man, I don't really have any thoughts. You know, I'll fight anybody. I mean, Tarver thinks he's the best.
Come on, you have some thoughts.
No, I really don't. I mean, if Tarver gets by this fight and we come to an agreement, our promoter sit down and talk about it. If we come to an agreement, I'll let her fight Tarver, you know? I mean, Tarver's on his way out, and I'm on my way up, so I love
you. May not have some thoughts, but Mr. Senior, Floyd Mayweather Sr. has some thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Tarver fight?
I think the Tarver fight is right on time. I think right now, Chad is learning right now. He's learning like he never learned before. As you can see, he never was a finisher. We've been trying to get him to finish. I've only been winning for 2 fights, but this fight right here, hey, he's beginning to show signs of being a finisher now. He's beginning to be a complete fighter. So you're going to see a big change. I don't think that nobody want to fight this man too fast.
I think you're right. Floyd, thank you, Chad. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Steve.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. 2 minutes, round 6 TKO for Chad Dawson, as we are set to take a look at the scoring for Dawson versus Ruiz. First, we'll check out the official judges' scorecards, and, of course, no surprise here. In fact, a couple of the judges had a couple of rounds, as you look at the scores at the time of the stoppage, a couple of rounds 10-8 without a knockdown.
Interesting. Well, he did dominate those rounds, Dawson. I don't know that it would have made him 10-8, but clearly there's no argument that he won every round.
Now let's see how Scoop Mancuso, John Silver, and Mark Snow saw it. Pretty much similar to the way the official judges saw it.
That's exactly what it was on my scorecard.
All for Chad Dawson. So a dominant performance by awesome Chad Dawson, who retains the WBC light heavyweight crown and remains unbeaten. Before we continue our coverage from Hartford, here's what's coming up in the near future on Showtime.